Good morning.
Hello and good morning. How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm doing okay. Do I sound okay?
Yes, you sound fantastic.
Oh,
Can you
okay.
can you can hear me okay?
Yeah, yeah, I hear you
Excellent.
fine.
Fantastic. So you had a little coffee incident this morning?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just knocked it over and full of coffee. Make it even worse. So,
The dangers of vassal play cannot be overstated.
yeah, I did get some of my paperwork, unfortunately.
Well, here we are. The last of the basic scenarios from Burnside Takes Command, and we have a lot to talk about regarding this one. But for those of you who have been sticking with us through the first couple of scenarios and all the multiple episodes that entailed with those, we're glad to have you here, of course. This one is a shorter affair. It's only 2 turns. We will, of course, talk about all that. And then the only thing we have ahead of us after this, we'll play this one twice, and then we will have the campaign game, the advanced Burnside Takes Command campaign. It's 31 turns. It's actually longer than I thought. But that's a little ways away. First, we've got to finish the Titanic battle of Fredericksburg, which everyone's been anticipating. We've seen in some form or another in the last one by almost a month earlier. So I guess probably the best thing for us to do is just set the stage here. This scenario simulates Burnside's historical offensive between December 11th and December 13th. Jackson's corps has been deployed to cover possible crossing sites to the southeast. We see him down here. And Longstreet's corps holds the same position they have held for weeks. A bank of fog has rolled in, obscuring Union movements. A crack division is available to be ferried across the river to clear the crossing sites. The Union has an opportunity to cross the river and maybe even push the Confederates out of place. The Confederates may be able to seal off the crossing sites or push the Federals back into the river. Bum bum bum. We are using, of course, the same Fredericksburg on the Grant Takes Command North map here. This is only 2 turns. However, it's really like 2.5 days because the opening turn simulates the evening of December 11th. So we're actually going from December 11th to December 13th, 1862. There are no random events in this one. However, we do have fog, which is an element of the advanced game rule. We will see that next time in the future plays. But the way it represents here is sort of all the best things of rain plus. So we will talk about, I'll circle back and talk about the specific fog elements here in a minute. On turn 1, the Union, which is what I will be playing, the fog has concealed all of my battle plans, so Burnside is able to sneak up to the Rappahannock and keep them guessing as to what his intentions are. The Union advantage for this first turn is I will have at one point, whenever I wish, I may declare the use of my special ability, which is I get the next 3 initiatives are all mine without rolling. Now I have to win the initiative, of course, and then I can use that special ability. In this particular scenario, the Union will start the game with the first free initiative, and if they wish at that point, they could use the additional free initiatives. But that is for me to kind of figure out and suss out on the fly. Also, here at across the river under Sumner, we have Howard. He has a special crack force of river crossers. On the first turn, the December 12th turn, I, as the Union, can indicate that they are being sent across the river on a special mission. From that point, I can move them anywhere within 6 hexes, up or down river. They have to start at fatigue level 0, so really it's their first move. And I could declare a location on the south bank of the Rappahannock to place Howard's division. In addition to that, breaking the rule of fog, which I have not talked about, but we will come back to, is they may make a prepared attack once they cross the river, and they will get a special +1 die roll modifier for that if they choose to. They will gain the fatigue, of course, as we would expect. Otherwise, that's where they will stop. As we mentioned, turn 1, I will get the first free initiative, and we have pontoons. The first pontoon has already been placed here, just like in the previous scenario. If and when the Union clears out this location here at 4111, gets Barksdale out of there, they can immediately place the second pontoon bridge for that space. The Union can have 2 more additional pontoon bridges, so I can have a total of 4, but the bridges must be constructed during recovery phase, of course, and the unit has to be at, in this case, 0, 1, or 2 fatigue level, which is a nice little expansion of the capabilities. So they have a little more flexibility on that. The fog rules will allow pontoon bridges to be built into hexes occupied by these units here. So normally, bridge building rules prevent you from building into a hex that's occupied by the enemy, but because of the fog on the first turn, you are allowed to do that and break that rule. We have the high rivers, just like we did in the previous scenario, all the way up from where Bayard is all the way down, which means Alberto has placed the markers across the fords there, so there's no ford crossing on those high river markers. The artillery for the Union has occupied Stafford's Heights here, which is on the north side of the river. And they, with Hunt and his wonderful artillery capability, have an advantage when attacking or defending units on the south side of the river. The Union, as long as those artillery pieces are there, will get a +1 advantage to, like I said, attack or defense. And they cannot be moved on the first turn, so they have to stay there. If I choose to move them during turn 2, that is a victory point penalty for me. So I will lose 3 victory points or give them to Roger for each and every one of those that I move out of those spots. So that's 9 victory points on the table that I probably want to leave right where they are. So that is a tough choice for the Union as far as whether or not to move them. And this is an extreme, this is where Roger first going to talk about this, I think, is the victory point schedule is the Union is trying to take points away because they're on the defense. The Confederates have all the points already from the beginning, so essentially the Union are just trying to deprive victory points from the Confederates over 2 turns. They don't necessarily want to earn them, they just want to take them away. So the positions that we see here in red already, we have Mary's Heights here on the south side of the river, we have Hamilton's Crossing, and then way downstream we have Port Royal. Those are each nominally 10 points for the Confederates. Those are the ones that they get the pluses for keeping. And at the end of the scenario, if they have all 3 of them still, they will get a bonus of 15 victory points. So right there, you've got 45 victory points just for doing nothing but standing and holding those positions as the Confederate. The other ones in blue that Alberto has marked here, we've got 4 positions at 10 victory points all the way down to Guinea Station, and of course Fredericksburg is worth 5. Those 45 points are the ones the Unions will, when they take them, they will take points away from the Confederates. So this one's an interesting one that and of course, as we would expect in 1862, we got +1 and -1 for manpower losses. So we have this one where it's an interesting dilemma in that the onus is still on the Union, but they're not really getting points so much as I guess it's more like some of the zero-sum games that we would expect. I need to figure out what is the least amount of effort that I can expend to get the Confederates under their marginal, and the Confederate marginal victory is 40 victory points. So if I can just get him under 40 victory points by the end of turn 2, then I'm golden. But as we've seen, he's already got 45 just for doing nothing. So just taking Fredericksburg, that only gets me to 40 victory points. I have to do something else. So I suspect this one could be a slog in many, many ways, whether we have true breakout as we've seen in the Pontoons Arrive, or if it's just this static Sitzkrieg across the Rappahannock. Let's talk about the fog rules. They're down in the advanced rules for this particular scenario. Burnside Takes Command. Essentially, on day 1, the fog has rolled in. It's very, very thick. It's got the following restrictions. No assault actions on day 1. So that's easy. No unit can attack unless it starts adjacent to a unit. So that is the only way. Basically, you're going to do a normal or a prepared attack on the march. All attacks get a -1, so that's similar to rain penalties. There is no artillery at all in the fog, so artillery modifiers are not used in any attack. Pontoon bridges may be constructed. We talked about that, and that will be at the end of the recovery. I can build those pontoon bridges adjacent to enemy units, nor do enemy units destroy a pontoon bridge by entering a hex adjacent to that because they can't see it apparently. So, with all of that, Roger, what are our thoughts on this one?
I think we had one victory point location. It was at Grace Church. The book actually has that at Withers. So I moved that down to Withers, which helps me a little bit, like 2 hexes.
Oh, okay, great.
For people who aren't aware, the grid coordinates in the Skirmisher are based on the original Grant Takes Command map, which does not have the same grid coordinate system
Right,
as
it's a -3, I discovered.
Yeah,
The column is
-3,
correct,
yeah.
but it's -3, yep.
Yeah, and so I think that's probably why that error happened. Just for clarification on something, make sure that we're on the same page. If you win an initiative, you get the next 2 for free, not the next 3.
That's right.
So you
Right,
get
right.
3 consecutive initiatives.
Correct.
Another point on the Stafford Heights, the combat bonus does apply in turn 1 in spite of the fog.
Right.
So you'll get the +1 on turn 1 for Stafford Heights, which is interesting.
Which is funny because it's really net 0.
The other question is for the surprise attack, Howard's division gets an additional +1 die roll modifier. So he's going to get an additional +1. I think that's an additional +1 to the +1 for prepared.
Correct.
Is how I'm reading that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So he could ostensibly get, let's say he attacks Barksdale. So he is he a 2 or a 3? He is a 3. Right? So he'd get 1 for tactical, he'd get 1 for the surprise attack, he'd get 1 potentially for the prepared, right? He'd get +1 for Stafford's Height, so that's 4, and then he'd start getting his minus. There's no artillery, so we don't have to worry about that, and then he'd get -1 for the fog. So it looks like it would be net.
If you're attacking Barksdale, you'd also get a ratio.
Oh, and a ratio, right? So yeah, it'd be 5 up, 1 down.
5 up, 1 down. Yeah.
Yes. I'm not telegraphing anything Roger hasn't considered yet.
Yeah, I was like, and I mean, I guess you do have other options because of the way they got that rule written, but that's pretty clear.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't go into that hex, but he could go adjacent on either side and attack into it, right?
Yep.
So yeah, that seems like a decent opening move that is consistent with the narrative of the Battle of Fredericksburg. They're trying to get into the city and take it and all that.
Yeah, I finally got back to reading the one book I have on that. It's exactly, it was some pretty house-to-house fighting, but that was the start, and they drove Barksdale out of there. This is kind of, I first thought, I'll have 45 points to start, but then I looked at the victory point chart and said, well, you take Fredericksburg, I'm now down to 40. You inflict a manpower loss on me, I'm now down to 39. So I think we're going to be fighting over some points. There's some really interesting strategy they've thrown in here with the bridge building. I was looking, well, I can move D.H. Hill up, but you could sneak in and take Port Royal if you could get some good marching and throw a bridge across.
That was the one that surprised me the most. It's so far away, and it's why bother, right? But if 15 points are on the table just by you having that, I can understand why both Early and D.H. Hill are down there just to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, you sneak a division down there and steal it. That's 15 points, like you said, where I don't have a margin of 50. I can't afford to give up anything, really, once I lose Fredericksburg, which I don't want to assume that's going to happen. So this will be very interesting. I'm interested to see how balanced this is. On the one hand, I feel like I'm in good shape. On the other hand, I feel like it might come down to that very first die roll, the very first attack. If you drive me out of Fredericksburg right away, then we're going to be punching back and forth. If you don't, then maybe I can stand. Unfortunately, entrenching will not get me anything, so it takes 2 days. So I won't have time to dig in, which again wasn't that they didn't have time. It's just at that time they weren't into digging in and trenching.
Yeah, all right, King of Spades. Why would I cut down that tree? That's silly.
Well, it's interesting in the book I'm reading that Lee, Longstreet, and Jackson deliberately didn't entrench because they felt the natural advantages of terrain inviting. They wanted to invite exactly what they got, the frontal assault. And then, as I think it was General Alexander said, chicken couldn't cross the plain. So I'm done talking. I don't know how this is going to go.
I'm done too. I'm overwhelmed by its complexity, and yet it's a set piece. This is the set piece that people always want. I want a set piece battle. Okay, here you go.
Yeah, this is very much a set piece battle.
I mean, we can proceed on. I'm a little trepidatious here, but this is the first time I'm coming into this cold. I've looked at it. I looked at it again this morning, but I didn't want to get too clever by half and try to do all sorts of things. Sometimes it sets the pieces the way you should potentially do it, and then we'll let Roger do something different next time.
Okay, thanks.
Sure.
I
What the
appreciate
hell?
that.
No, I really. The first bit of consideration was how do you effectively use Howard? Do you use him right out of the gate? Do you use the free initiatives, additional initiatives, just to? So you've got to declare all that stuff with a little bit of prescience. We'll go on to our leadership adjustments. I don't think I'm going to move anything. I'm just going to keep it as it was set. Would you like to move anything?
That's interesting. This looks like the obvious thing to do, isn't it? Is to put Longstreet on top of Barksdale. So that's what I'm going to do.
Well, okay. Um, would would you like to take Lee along with him?
No, I'll leave Lee where he is.
Okay.
Actually, I'll take Lee down to Jackson.
Oh, okay.
He needs some oversight.
Okay. Well, then I will take my first free initiative here, and I will wish you the best of luck, sir.
Same to you.
Thank you. Let's see. I'm going to activate the third core with Stoneman. Let's see. Is it just? Let's see. He can get to Whipple as well. So we'll have both of these there and Whipple. And they will get their movement, of course, of +1. So here we go. This will set the tone for the day. Movement +1. Alright, that's not bad. Have him go with Sickles. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whipple will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 to there. And Bernie will go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. Alright, initiative. It's yours.
Pick early. Go 4 movement points. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. Initiative. Mine. So we'll take Featherstone. We'll roll for movement. But he's just going to go there. Okay. Initiative. Yours.
I will have Bayard march. Go to fatigue level 1. Here is his movement. 7. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 to there. Initiative. Yours.
Jones. 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8 to there. My initiative. I'm going to pass.
I have a feeling that's going to be common. We shall see. I'm going to have Smith activate Howe and Brooks. And movement, that's okay. They're just doing a 1 hex to join him. There we go. Initiative. Yours.
Pass again.
I will have Smith take all of the units up to 1, or 1 fatigue. Here's movement. 3 is okay. They're just doing a min move across the river.
I thought about putting something in that hex, but
And
I didn't like it.
Franklin goes with. Alright, initiative. Mine. I will declare my special ability here. I'm going to take the next 2 initiatives after this. I am going to activate Howard. So Howard is going to use his special ability, and I'm going to have him put ashore here. Alright, so the next free initiative is taking Howard to 2. And he will move. He gets 4 movement. He will just do a min-hex move to Salem Church to take control. And with the third and final initiative, okay, let's activate Bayard. My last free initiative. Here's movement. Boo. He's going to go 1, 2 to there. Alright, back to our regular initiatives. It's yours.
Street will activate Wilcox and McClaws. There's their movement. 7. We have fog, so I cannot attack on the march unless I'm next to you in the Zoc.
Correct.
So we're going to transfer Longstreet to McClaws. They'll go 1, 2 to there. Wilcox will go 1, 2 to there. Initiative. It's mine. Longstreet will activate McClaws for marching. There's his movement. He's got 7 movement points.
What is it about Salem Church and the Union, man? Alright.
So we'll launch a prepared attack on Howard from Longstreet's hex. So this will be a type of +1, tactical +1. The ratio's covered. I have all 6 hexes covered for a flank of a +4. Final is going to be a +6.
Yes.
Here's
I
my-
should have used that last one for flanks refused. I was dickering with it, but I thought I'd get it again.
Okay. So here's my attack roll.
Alright, come on. Big 6, big 6. Hold out, you crack, Howard. Alright, well.
+3.
3 out of 10, so I lose 1. Alright, so I lose 1. Flips. Gets D'd out. And I give you a victory point. Well, that was inauspicious, but, you know, I did make that choice. Now, it's a small d, but how do I avoid the manpower loss? I can go here and there.
So we will take the hex back.
Howard's misadventures on the Rappahannock.
Yeah, we'll roll initiative. That's yours.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I will have Butterfield activate Sykes and Griffin. And here's their movement. It's 4. Go 1, 2. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. Initiative. Mine again. Wilcox activate Sturgis and Burns. Here's their movement. Wilcox and Burns will go 1, 2, 3. And Sturgis will go 1 to there. Initiative. Mine again. I will have Whipple march by himself. Movement. 4. He's just going to do a 1 hex to there. Initiative. Yours.
Wait, Jones. 10. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to there. Initiative. Mine. Longstreet will activate Pendleton and Anderson for movement. Wow. Longstreet will transfer to Anderson. Pendleton will just do a min move to there. And Anderson will make a prepared attack against Howard. So the type's a +1. Tactical's a +1. Does these 2 hexes, are they counted?
Yeah, they're counted and then they come off.
Come off. So
Yeah.
it'll be a
+2.
+2 flank. For a final, and -1 for fog. So it's 4 up and 1 down for a final of a +3.
Just out of curiosity, we did not count
We-
it for the
we did not
previous
count-
attack.
We did not count it, so that would have been a final of a +2.
2, which is the same, but that would be a manpower loss on you, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's check that. So yes, that's a manpower loss on me, and he's disorganized.
Okay.
So we'll clean that up.
Cool. So I will add victory point loss for you as well. Okay.
Organized. And yes, so balances that out. Back to 45 points.
Everyone who is furiously typing into the comment section at this point, we got it!
Yeah. Oh, they did it earlier. Yeah, I'm glad we caught that. So +3.
Yep. Come on, Howard.
Okay, good enough.
You know the big six. Big six. Come on. No, it's a 5. I think that's going to be game right there because I so bungled Howard. I was trying to get too cute. What did I tell you? Don't get too cute. I should have just done what I should. But that was just awful. Awful, awful, awful. I should have known better. I should have known that you were going to go for the whole kill on him. I was like, oh, I'll move him over here, but I don't want to take the retreat loss for down here.
Yeah, I'm
And I
surprised
put
you
him
didn't do
here,
that.
and
Oh,
well, I was trying to set up a protection and all that stuff, but yeah, I even considered like really putting him here. That way, I'd have the flank here, and then set up a flank on that. But I thought that would be really pushing it. But I should never ever underestimate the fact that you're going to go for just complete elimination, kill your enemy, see him driven before you. I know,
you'll lose one more.
right?
You have to retreat into 3911, so that'll be another one.
Right.
Then you'll lose 3. So he'll
Oh, that's
still
right.
be
Yeah,
alive.
he'll still be alive. Okay. All right. Boo. Boo. All right. So he's going to lose one right now for the manpower loss. Take that. He goes down that. He's going to be demoralized. So let me give you that. Yeah, I didn't think I should be that cute. All right. So now he has to go here. That's that. And then best way to go is farther away by road through an enemy. It doesn't matter. It's going through an enemy. So it's going to go here. That's going to lose 3 more. Bam. 1, 2, and 3. Give you 3 more victory points on that. 1, 2, and 3. And then 4A there. Farther away. Still no Zod.
And by road.
And by road. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, and he's going to go 4, 5, and 6 to there. Just get him away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Okay. That was good. Well done, sir. Would you like the hex?
Oh, interesting. No, I don't want that hex. Initiative. It's mine. Take Pendleton back to fatigue 2. And he's just going to reestablish himself on the heights there. Initiative, yours.
All right. New plan. I'll have Stoneman take Bernie and Sickles. Here is movement. 1, 2. 1 and 2. Initiative.
Up, guys.
Okay. Yeah, I screwed that up too because they're not going to be able to build a bridge down there anyway. Yeah, I'm bungling this all over, man. Ugh, it's terrible, terrible. Yes, if I ever see this in tournament play, I will walk away. All right, you know what the hell? Let's take some crapshoots. I'll have Smith activate Newton to 2. Here's movement. There's a big movement, but you know, it's wasted because he's just going to go there. Would Stuart like to move?
How big are you?
17.
You have 5, 6 movement points left.
Right.
I'll stand. I'm not sure I want to, but I think I will there.
That's fine. They'll just stay there. Initiative. Yours.
Okay, I'll take F. Stuart will activate his 2 cab. F Lee and WHF Lee will both go to fatigue 1. They're just going to do a min move across the creek there. Initiative. Mine again. I'll pass again.
I'll pass as well. I'm going to end the day.
Okay.
I've botched it so much that I'm just going to hemorrhage more. So I'm going to build bridges. Yes, I have 3 total that I can, or 3 more that I can add. So yeah, let me back that up. Put it while they're. So the ones that are eligible are anyone that are 0, 1, and 2. They're across the bridge. So basically anything from these stacks anywhere. So where do I want to put my bridges? I'm going to do. Bring one here. So we'll put him here.
And for people who don't have the Burnside Takes Command rules, he does not have to roll for creating these bridges. That's a change in the rule for this module. Automatic success.
The last one, I guess I'll just hedge and put it here. All right, so we got 4 crowded bridges. So let me hit my green recovery. There we go. Move the turn marker up to turn 2. Okay, there we go. All right.
Another special rule about pontoon bridges. It's identical with these 2 exceptions. Pontoon bridges are not destroyed when an enemy unit ends its move adjacent to a bridge during the following turns, during a random event, and the 1 turn immediately following a turn.
Gotcha.
During which the fog random event is in effect.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you can place your bridges wherever you would. I don't say wherever you would like, but pretty much because since it's fog this turn, you could put a bridge directly in the Fredericksburg, for example, if you're so interested.
Yes. Let me readjust here. So the only one I can't move is this one because it was already there. So
yes, which is that's actually what happened during the battle. Is they built the bridge and simultaneously was fighting in the streets that a lot of engineers got shot. They weren't happy about it.
I think I will move this one down to Reynolds. And that way we've got space in between each of them, so that makes a little more sense for me. Okay. Well, leader transfers. Not moving Hunt, obviously. Smith will stay there. I think all my leaders are gonna be where they are. Yeah, I'll keep everyone status quo.
I guess I'll do the same. I'm not seeing what to move there.
Okay. Well, let me roll that first initiative here. So here is our first initiative, turn 2. It's mine. Reynolds will activate the entirety of the first corps. Here's movement. Yep, there you go. Reynolds just crosses the pontoon. Initiative. Yours.
Where's Burnside? So he's back there. Okay. He's within range. 1, 2,
He's within range of everybody. Except for Hooker. Hooker's a deadbeat.
Gonna take early. His movement. I won't force march him yet. 1, 2 to there. Initiative. It's yours.
Okay. Reynolds will activate everybody for an attempted assault on Hamilton's Crossing.
Okay.
He's a 7, so let's see if the assault commences. It does not. Initiative. It's yours.
Take early again. 1, 2, 3 to there. Initiative. Fine. Oak Street will activate Picket. 4 hexes. I'll just do a min move to there. Initiative. Fine. Take Picket to fatigue 2. There's this movement. He's just gonna stack on top of there. Initiative. Yours.
This game always gives. I'm sorry, no, it always takes.
Takes away.
Okay. Yeah.
Being good string of initiatives there for me. That worked out.
Reynolds, take Reynolds, they said. It'll be great, they said. All right. Keep on trucking. I'll have Butterfield activate Griffin and Sykes. Here's movement. Let's see, that is 4. So we will have. Take these guys first. And they have 1 left. What would Jones like to do?
5. Yeah, we'll get out of there. Beat roll. 3.
I'll lose my last one.
Let's see. I guess it doesn't matter. They're both socks, aren't they? Because you have the bridge. Go further away by road for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there.
Okay. I have no movement points left for him. And Sykes will simply go 1 to there. Doesn't have enough to get in now. Initiative, yours.
So we'll take Hampton. Go 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. Initiative. Take Hampton again. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. Initiative. Mine. DH Hill way down here by Port Royal. Take him to fatigue 1. Here's his movement. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Initiative. Yours.
These initiatives are precious. I'm just not going to get very many in a row. So I'm just going to have to do what we can. Wilcox will activate. Here's Burns and Sturgis. Here's movement. 6. Great movement. For naught. They will go across the bridge. Initiative. Yours.
Ooh. Take DH Hill. Movement. You can go 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to there. Initiative. Yours.
I will have Couch activate everybody. Here's movement. It's 4. French will go across the river. Hancock and Couch will go 1. Not enough to get there. Oh, I'd activated Getty too. Getty is not going to go because he's not that one. Alright, and Sumner will go with. Initiative, yours.
Nick Jones, fatigue 2. 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. Initiative. Mine. Pass.
Okay. I'll activate Sykes. He'll march. It's a great march. He will just cross the river. Initiative. Yours.
Okay, we'll take Robertson under Tolliver. Here's his movement. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Initiative. Mine. Take Robertson again. This time with Longstreet, so he gets a +2. Go 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll stop there. Initiative. Mine. I'm gonna pass. This is harder because this is very different. I haven't had to think like this in these games. I don't remember this kind of scenario.
At the same time, it's not subtle. You know, I
It's
need a
not
string of
subtle.
I need a string of initiatives. I need assaults to come off. I need manpower to get into place, and you're managing to just do those interior lines and get into spot, and I'm just not able to string two initiatives together. So it's not subtle, but it's really really difficult.
Yeah, it's not subtle. It's just I cannot afford to lose Mayor's Heights. That's or Sunken Road area. I can't afford to lose that. I can't afford to lose Fredericksburg and Salem Church, not together, one or the other. But if I lose either one of those, then that opens up the road network. So it's like I got to defend everything, which means I'm defending nothing. I mean, I just got to hope at this point that you don't blow me open with a big attack. I guess.
Yeah, well, I don't foresee that happening, but we'll give it our college try. Smith is going to activate Howe and Brooks. You get a fatigue. Here's movement. 3. They will transfer up, and they will go to there. Initiative. It's mine. Okay. Fantastic. So I'll attempt an assault on Tolliver.
Okay.
Activate everybody there. Fatigue level 2. Here's the assault attempt. Ah, fudge.
Smith is terrible.
Yeah. Man, this day. Okay. Well, take Brooks in. Brooks against Tolliver.
You do have the option to try
Yeah.
a grand assault
All right.
to bring in Newton.
Well,
If you, I mean, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, we'll try a grand assault with Franklin. Let's see what happens. He says, "Okay, you could potentially bring in Newton. Let's go to Burnside. Burnside, what say you?" He says, "No."
Yeah, he always says no.
Okay. All right, so it's going to be Brooks against Tolliver, right? 14. Yes. Okay. So I've got an assault +1. I've got ratio covered. I've got you've got a roll on the artillery. It is used. So I just see straight up 0, right? +1 -1.
No flank. Yeah, finals is 0.
Yep. Continuing with the blunt hammer. Here's the assault attempt. It's a 3. Yeah. This day's not going to get any better. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. It's a -2 on 14. That's 2. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, yep. Flip. Everything that can go wrong. This is absolutely Murphy's Law. I bungle the first half, and then when there's a little bit of promise. Alright. Initiative. Mine again. Well, hell. Let's keep beating our head against the wall. I mean, might as well just keep digging. How goes to 3. Here's the assault attempt. No. Initiative. Yours.
Pass.
Okay. there's no point in doing that now. So, all right, take Hancock to 2 with couch movement. Yep, he crosses the river. Initiative, mine. We're gonna attempt a massive assault on Featherstone and Barksdale. So it's going to be Wilcox activating his 2 units. He is a 5, so here's the assault attempt. It comes off with both. All right. Sumner, can we make it a grand? Sumner says no. Oh man, if I was not recording these, I just wouldn't believe it. You would tell these to me after a convention, I'd be like, pshaw! No one would fail that much. Alright, so it's 19 against yours. So luckily, we've got an assault, we've got a tactical, and I have plenty of guns. I've got 6 tier 2. Does that give me anything?
+4.
+4 in...
No
No, it's
effect.
just covered. Okay. Yes, I've got +1 ratio. And flank-wise, I don't think I got much. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but these 2 are going to come off, so no flank.
Final of a +3.
I see a final of +3. All right, here's the +3 attack. Yeah, there you go. And there you go. Okay. I believe I am done here today, sir. I've failed my morale check. I just can't keep failing this way and hemorrhaging points. So, I'm rage quitting Roger! And I cannot wait to see how you do it, because you're going to do it with such panache, and it's going to work. Alright, so let's do the official. I lost 0 on that one. Or 19, that's 2 more I lost. We'll take it off of both. Take 1, flip them, D them out, and take. Yeah, so I'm 9 in the hole there. I'm just making it a decisive Confederate victory here for you. I'm throwing in the towel. I mean, you and I have both had those kind of days where it's like, here is my towel, here is my sword. I don't want no more of this. I like it. I'm terrible at it because I screwed up the first turn, and everything is just going very, very poorly. 3 failed assaults, and 2 lost assaults, 2 repulsed attacks. Some people, Holger, would encourage us to play it to the bitter end, but there does get to be a point where -9, I've done so much damage to myself that I can't come back from that. All I need to do, quote, all I need to do in this one, and we can talk about this, is had Reynolds been able to perhaps get a successful attack on the center there at Hamilton Crossing, that would have been 25 points right off the table for you, which would have been fantastic. And it can go, it seems like, Mary's Heights or Hamilton Crossing, either one of those, if you can do a focused, concerted effort to get those in lieu of the negative points here, I think the Union can be successful. But in hindsight, I really should have just gone with my gut instinct. I don't know why I don't ever just go with my gut. My gut was, hey, take Howard, attack right there, or put him next to it. Use all 3 initiatives right out of the gate. Attack, secure Fredericksburg, get a good beachhead, get the additional bridge, all of those pluses, and I went, nah, I'm going to try an expedition up around the flank, which I think was too far, too much, too stupid. What do you think about all this, sir?
When I was looking at this yesterday, I thought what you did with Howard, I was considering when I played the Union to do something very similar, actually. Though I would have kept moving him. I was thinking keep him moving south, because it is control, not occupy. So, just try to swap as many of these as you can that first turn. and forced Confederates to chase. But yeah, when you retreated him where he went, I thought, well, that was interesting. Why would he do that? Because he couldn't
Well,
protect him there.
I thought there might be some safety in the river, but you managed to still flank the hell out of me, and yeah, that was poor. I made a series of really stupid choices, conscious stupid choices. It won't be that bad. Oh, it's worse than I expected. So yeah, turn one was all just stupidity because I've never played the scenario before, and I was trying something. And turn two was like, okay, I got to get my feet under me. I think I can do this. I can make it happen. And that's when the dice roller was just
Yeah,
like, no, you are not having that today. And you were getting six. I mean, you managed to bring DH Hill in early all the way up. So yeah,
yeah,
early stumbled a little bit, but then he really got some movement. So that was great.
yeah, and Reynolds' failed assault that took the wind out of your sails. I knew it
Oh,
did.
that was the first, and I was like, okay, come on, buck up, little camper, you can do this. And then it's just every single one. It was like, oh, Hooker. All right, Hooker can't get into place easily because the movement. I just needed that one extra
Yeah,
pip to get him
yeah.
across the river. Yeah.
What I was struggling with was how to defend these 3 hexes. Is this the right? Put some roadblocks in front of you. Of course, you'd have to fight them first, hope to disorganize you and fatigue out your troops before you get to the objectives? Or do I pull them back and try to maximize my ratio on artillery on the defense sites? That was my struggle when I was looking at that, when I had the initiative. It's hard when you can't entrench. Get used to that when you get into 1864 games of entrenching. And it's harder to come up with a good defense plan. At least I'd be interested to see what people think of what I did. I'm interested in seeing those comments.
And of course, I like to not only be a student of history, but to look at this and realize my mistakes. I'm certainly going to go back and adjust if and when I play this one again as the Union. I certainly have some notes for myself, like Stoneman had a wasted opportunity. If I had tried to move him two fully instead of just stopping here, because originally I was like, oh, I'll put a bridge at Snowden, but I think if he can get a good movement roll, perhaps come down here and threaten somewhere on this side of the Riverside Road, potentially you can at least make the effort to try to go for Port Royal. That's another option. So I think I could have used him a little more effectively. I did not use the artillery good and appropriately at all in turn one. So that was another mistake. Obviously, we've talked about Howard. I think next time I try this, and I look forward to seeing if you do try it, is just put Howard right here or here and just make a play right out of the gate and use your 3-string initiative to secure Fredericksburg, at least get a toehold, put the bridge out there, get more units across. Because, like we were saying, and this is the danger of the set piece 2-turn battles. Everybody clamors for them, everybody wants them, but they are extreme dice fests.
Yes.
Everything went against me on the dice today, and
That did.
you don't have enough time to in turn 2 on this one. If it's not going, and you can't set up the assaults, and you can't bring all of that Union manpower to bear, well, you're just out of luck, and that is the way it is, and I think that's oftentimes a black mark for people on the system or specific basic scenarios, because you set it up and you throw the dice. Well, is that fun? Yes and no, but it really can take the wind out of your sails, as you said. I mean, when Reynolds is like, Reynolds is your big boy. I took him all across the river, and all he had to do was not roll a 6. I could have taken it with 2, but by failing the assault completely and not having the opportunity to at least bring in Newton and build a 40-plus attack on Hamilton Crossing, that was, I guess, strike 2 technically, but strike 1 on turn 2. And then just everything, all the marching of rolling a 1, that's fine. I can, because I'm just crossing the river. That's all I got to do. But every single thing after a while, it's like, really, Murphy's Law is a thing, man. What is it about this game?
Yeah, it was. And it's like, you rolled a 6 on Reynolds, but you roll, and Smith, this is one of those things, this is one of those rare modules where you've got to really look at your guys. Yeah. Because there's a lot of variability in command ability across the board in this one. whether it's right or not, I don't know.
And what pained me was I was really paying attention to the chain of command and the grand
Yeah,
divisions. I was going to do it. I was going to play by Burnside's rules, keep them all together, and try to work together. Nope,
yeah,
not today.
yeah. I don't know. I think I tried it twice, maybe 3 times last session, and did not failed at the Burnside each time. It was Burnside. It was not the. I couldn't get past him, and all you got to do is roll 1, 2, or 3. 50% chance.
50% chance. Yeah.
He's just saying no.
Nope.
Um,
He did not disappoint today either. So, but like I said, I will have a full opinion on this one after I see what kind of magic that you can do, and with me on the defense, as everyone knows, I love to play defense.
yeah.
So we'll see how I can shuttle units back and forth, or are the dice going to bedevil me on that one? I don't know, but I think the Union can do this. It just you have to have a better, I won't even say better than average chance. You just have to have an average chance and not make stupid mistakes. There is no margin for error on this one at all. You've got to set things up in turn one, maybe have a little bit of good fortune, but the fog really helps you. And that's why when things started to get proportionally bad on turn one, I said, okay, you know what? He passed. I'm just going to pass. I think I've set things up. We're going to cross the river where we can and see what I can do in turn two. But that did not happen, and that's okay. So, final thoughts on this one?
I'm interested to see when I play it right now. I'm not sure about it. As you said, it's a set piece. I think they have kind of funneled you into a certain pattern to play it, I believe. I kept thinking, is there a way to do a flank through Scottsdam Ford? But I don't think they just don't have enough time in the 2-turn scenario to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you could see I tried something with Bayard just to get him up there, and I didn't even see Jones off to the side when you moved him. I'm like, where the hell's Jones? And then he came in from the west. I went, oh, there's Jones, right? Yeah.
I was zooming out of the move because I keep a negative about Vassal, at least on my computer screen, is I got to remember to zoom out because I'm always leaving units hanging, which I kind of did with DH Hill, but I was leaving Hill down there for a reason. I was nervous you were going to make a play for Port Royal, so we'll see how I do next time. I suspect I'll do something different just because I think it's important to show people different things, and we'll see what I end up doing.
Well, I mean, you should just take the tried and true 1862 script and go blow the dust off of it and just come right across the river at Fredericksburg, right?
Definitely thinking about it, but that obviously failed historically, and so why should I repeat history's mistakes? But we'll see.
And my final thought on this, I know for those of you who are with us to the bitter end on these episodes, I hear you wanting to house rule the whole initiative thing, but it does add a level of tension. And yeah, I'm sitting here muted, and every time Roger gets 3 or 4 in a row, and I just need 2 in a row, and I can't get it, I'm grinding my teeth. I get it. But that is not an indicator in any way, I think, of a failing of the system. I think it could be a failing of the dice roller, but that's another argument completely. Do not give into the temptation to say, well, I think that, we should just cap it at 3 in a row or 4 in a row or X in a row for the Confederates on this one. No. I mean, you can see turn 1 was all my blunders. Turn 2 was, okay, I can make up for the blunders if, and you have to play it really tight, assuming that always assume you're going to fail the next initiative. If you do that and you make your plans in a piecemeal way, you'll probably be okay. But in those moments when your heart really wants that next initiative, your opponent is probably going to get 3 or 4 in a row. And that's just the vagaries and fortunes of war. So
that's a hard one because it's a question of what you want the system to do. It's where it adds the fog of war and the friction of war in a very simplistic fashion, which now that I've expanded some of my playing into other systems, I like that it's simple, that it's abstracted a bunch of things out, as opposed to a system which I'm trying to get my mind around right now, which is involving a lot of die rolling, chit pulling, calculation. to get to whether a guy can move or not.
Right.
And I get it. It's adding, you're actually playing out all the different pieces of orders and weather and blah 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 and the different pieces, but I maybe my brain is just not smart enough at my age to pick it up. Let me put it this way: it's been on my table now for a little over 2 weeks, and I have yet to move a single counter. So I think that's what you want out of the system is that's kind of where I'm at it.
Yeah, mathematically in my brain, I'm not the strongest math type, but to me, the rule of thumb is for all of you out here who say you want great campaigns to give you those amazing historical recreations of set piece battles like Gettysburg and Fredericksburg and Chancellorsville and all that. They are there. They are prepared for you in these basic scenarios. But dice rolling is magnified in its importance. It's inversely proportional to the length of the scenario. So the shorter the scenario is, that dice rolling is going to be absolutely unwieldy, and it's going to be critically important, and it's going to, I think, skew the possibility. Whereas if you play a campaign game with 31 turns or 50 turns or whatever, it's all going to work out. It's all going to even out. That bell curve is going to be a little gentler, and you're going to say, okay, you know what? I marched poorly today. That's okay. I will do some other things. And you, as a commander, have the ability to literally roll with the punches as you roll with the dice. But here, I get 3 or 4 bad rolls in a row, and it completely throws off my entire attack strategy. Well, that's when I'm like, okay, I can't do it. I can't do it. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, and if you take a look at our Grant Takes Command playthroughs, it was session by session. We were playing two, and it'd be like, boy, that was a terrible session day. And then the next week would be, wow, great.
The sunshine comes through.
Yeah, right. I get a day of no rain. Two turns of no rain, or a whole session where we don't roll double ones ever.
Right.
For me, that was like, one of those? I think we did get a couple because I can remember. Well, I do think for the Vassal die roller, I do think it'd be interesting for somebody to. I know people look at the single die roller and the math does make sense statistically, but I would love for somebody to take time to do doubles come up more often than they should. Yeah, because I think it does.
Yeah, doubles or the left and right, the first and second die, high versus low. I mean, that has always been my argument, and I know people have taken the 10,000 dice rolls and they've done it, and they've proved that it's not statistically significant. I totally believe them. It's statistics Hasten personally is bad luck,
I think there's something there about using the double die roller as opposed to. But if we did the single die roller, it would really slow things down.
Well, we did try that, and I don't think it made a huge difference. But
no.
Anyway, well, we will leave it here, you gentle viewers. Keep you on the edge of your seat. Not really, but until next week when we swap sides and we'll let Roger take a crack at the Union bulwark that is Burnside crossing the Rappahannock. I want to thank everybody for your continued support. Please, we would love to build this community. We've got some online communities and social media for great campaigns if you'd like to join us. There are links down in the show notes below, of course, to get us onto Discord server, but whatever. If you'd like to comment on this one, if you want to opine about whatever your heart desires, or if you have questions about the scenario, we would certainly love to engage with you. So that's how you support the channel. You can also, I'm showing you all the people who financially support us with a little buck or two here and there, and we really appreciate that. That is not expected, but it is absolutely appreciated. And Roger, I'm going to go walk off the sting. I'm going to go rub some dirt on it. And until next week, sir, have a great one.
You too. Bye-bye.